Hello, welcome to another Grandmaster Nightfall Guide, Destiny 2, Season 15. Today we're going to be looking at the corrupted Grandmaster Nightfall. This is definitely one of the tougher Nightfalls to do in Destiny 2, so we're going to break this down, look at each encounter, look at some loadouts, my suggestions and recommendations to make this hopefully as painless as possible. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. For more content, I try to make as many of these as I can. So, on to the content. This Nightfall will feature Overload and Unstoppable champions. So you want to make sure you have Unstoppable Fusion, Overload Bow, things like that equipped to handle these champions. And a couple things I recommend. Threaded Needle works really well for this strike with Vorpal if you have it. Particle Deconstruction, and you're going to want everyone also running Focusing Lens. For the boss strat, I'm going to explain at the end. It's important that all three fire team members have these three things. Other weapons I recommend are TQ's Divination for those juicy explosions. TQ's is also a really great overload bow to have on your team. Really great to have one person running it. I think it does a great job of ad clear and keeping things stunned as well. I also found that Lawrence Driver worked really well for me in this strike. My favorite loadout was actually a primary bow, Lawrence Driver, and Threaded Needle, as there's a lot of void shields, and it also really shines in the encounter where you're tossing the balls around. As far as classes go, Warlocks, I don't often say you need things in these GMs. I think you need a Warlock with Real Radiance, especially to pull off the strat that we're going to do. It's required for the boss strat that we're going to do. If you have two Warlocks, you can have the second one run Stasis with the Stasis turret. The thing is awesome. Hunters, Void or Stasis works really well. If you only have one Warlock, it's usually best to have the Hunter run Stasis, just because Titan Stasis kind of sucks. And Titans, you can use Bubble with Aeon Safe to give your team some heavy ammo by finishing those champions. Also, Bottom Tree Solar will work well too for doing some ad clear, especially in that room with the tossing the ball around, which I think is probably the hardest room, especially with what we're going to be encountering, because we're only doing one phase of the boss. Hooray! Okay, so we'll look at these encounters. So the first encounter is pretty straightforward. You just work your way through the room. There's a couple champions in the room. Just take those out from a distance. Beware of the snipers in the back there as well, because they hurt a lot. In the second room, just take your time going down these platforms, staying out of line of sight as best you can. Most of the things in here have a good AoE on them, and there's a lot of walls. So if you're standing up against a wall, it can be easy to die from the AoE if that shoots and hits the wall behind you. So just things to keep in mind. Take cover, but don't take cover next to cover, if that makes sense. Give yourself some room from the wall. You don't have to kill everything. You don't have to kill anything in the trench. Just get through this area, and then you'll go out to the portal. We'll kind of talk about the ballroom, which is probably the most hectic room in this strike. It's pretty rough. So what you want to do is first kill these scions, and you can actually pre-charge yourself 3 balls, which helps out a ton, not having to do this obviously while fighting stuff. So what we did every time was we charged up 3 balls, so each fire team member had a ball. And so when you finally start this encounter, if you have a Hunter Stasis, we like to kind of throw that first a lot of the time, or at least a Dusk Field. And then different loadouts, and this one I'm using Blinding Grenades to help kind of set everything so that it stops moving around, because you don't want those scions multiplying. That's really what's going to get you killed in here, is if you don't take care of the scions. So things like I said earlier, Lawrence Driver is really good at sucking those guys all in together and blowing them up. Wither Horde works really well in combination with blinding, because they'll just sit there blinded in the Wither Horde and die, which is great. The second round's a little tougher because you have a lot of black goo everywhere. This is where you want to pop your defensive supers, like your Well of Radiance and your Bubble, to give you some extra coverage. And just keep moving the circle if you get caught in a tight space. I would not sit in a bubble with those scions in there with you. They can kill you. The bubble is not the safest place if there's enemies in there with you. Unless you're running Helmets A14, then they'll blind in there, then you'll be fine. But I did get killed inside my bubble in this GM, so just something to keep in mind. It may be safer to run if you're getting swarmed than to try and sit there and fight. So once that's done, the goo will go away. You'll be able to see out into this next section that will feature an unstoppable ogre. He's very mad. There's a couple other ads in there too. Just kind of take them down at your leisure from the back here. There's also an Arc Knight, and you'll see some more Arc Knights up ahead as well. That ogre, if you don't kill him fast enough, he'll kind of meander on back, so he doesn't go anywhere. He's still there. He'll just be in the next room. We don't, I'm not sure we ran anybody with Arc. Maybe we did. A lot of times we just kind of brute force the Arc shields because it's really mostly void shields and a couple solar shields. This is a really good spot to get your finishers in too, to get your team some ammo. And once you fight your way up, you'll be on to the next section where you'll have the light ogre and the dark ogre while you're changing rooms. So the easiest way to do this, to also get all champions, is to first, what we would do is we would burn this unstoppable ogre on the right side. He should be right there. Kill him before he can go anywhere and stun him. You'll teleport over to the dark room. Oh, and beware. This very, very slippery waterfall. I fell down this thing too many times to count. But, so you'll go to dark side, just kind of hang out, come back to light, pop your Well of Radiance, throw stasis at the big ogre, and go ahead and burn him with your heavy. This is the exact strategy we're going to use on the boss, actually, at the end, and we'll go through that. And once you teleport back to dark, you'll just only have the dark side to worry about. And so what we'd like to do is typically hang right over here, and the ads will actually come up the stairway to you, which is really convenient. And we'll just kind of bait them all up here, take them out as they come through. The champions usually will also come up this staircase. We had instances where they snuck around behind us somehow, and it got a little hectic, but totally doable. So, for the most part, they will come up the staircase where you can handle them, finish them pretty safely. The ogre won't mess with you hardly at all. The shriekers are there, so watch out for those. And then we'll just watch my little dance with this guy, and we'll go on to the next part. Once you have both these champions down, that's all the champions you have to worry about, and then you'll just kind of sit back and just plink away. I wouldn't waste too much heavy on the big ogre, maybe a couple to make it go faster, but just take him out as you can. Once he's out, you'll have a couple of shriekers to take care of at the top as well. Take those out, get into the next room here. There'll be a few unstoppables. They usually get stuck at the gate, which is nice. Take them out, and then you'll run ahead. There'll be an overload on the left up here with a void shield, and then you'll hop over here to the right. There's a couple unstoppables in the middle, and then over here to the right is another overload. So we usually took him out first, and then took out these overloads. Then there's another unstoppable, that rock right behind that unstoppable. There's another overload back there that we would take out, and it's up to you if you want to kill the named guy. Okay, and then this section is just a bunch of platforms. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Just shoot the ads. There's a couple overloads. I want to make sure we can focus on the boss fight. So the boss fight, you want to stand back on that rock that I'm on, start the encounter. You can hop back. The ads will spawn. Sadia will go to the right. This is where you want to use your driver, wither horde, TQs, explosions, grenades, whatever. Do what you can to kill the ads. And if you don't kill them before they jump over, they'll just kind of funnel right here where we're at right now. Once all the ads are gone, you're safe to run out to the middle. Just watch out for Sadia's sniper shots. So what you want to do is have one player run over to the ball, grab the ball, and they're going to bring it over. Then everyone's going to sit right here where our teammate's crouching, up and down. This is where you're going to want to group up. Make sure you charge the ball. I forgot to do that one time. And you're going to throw the ball. Your stasis player is going to throw stasis Estadia. You're going to have a Well of Radiance pop down, and then you're going to all use your threaded needle to damage her down. And you can see I even missed a few of my shots, and we still killed her no problem at all, way before she went immune. So why that works is because while you're standing in a Well of Radiance, you do benefit from the Focusing Lens perk, so you're getting an extra 25% damage shooting out of the Well of Radiance at something affected by stasis with your threaded needle. For extra damage, I also did runs where I actually forgot to pop my bubble right there. But I would usually pop my bubble kind of down the staircase for even more damage. So that worked out really well. I'm not going to go into the rest of the fight because I feel like this is the way to do it, and I want to show ways to do this without struggling as best I can anyway. So this is the way I do it, so this is how I'm going to recommend it. To me it's not worth going through the rest of the fight, but that's just me. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. If I was unclear on something, I'll do my best to clear that up. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.